do that when you have like you can't fall into a hole when you have responsibilities and you're living a life and you're a pillar of your family and all of these things, right? So then it's almost like you feel like you don't have you just don't have the support to go inward and like look at that because you think everything will tower down.
Yeah, or there's been someone in their family who has fallen into a hole and never come out, so they're like, I'm not going there.
Yeah.
Right, somebody who's maybe experienced depression. But again, like depression is very much about like not wanting to deal, right? Like it's I'm gonna think about my thoughts here for a second. I'm gonna get mindful. Yeah. But when these specific people I'm talking about see somebody in their family that say has really, really struggled with depression, emotions feel very scary for them. They kind of feel like that could be me, and so I'm going to go in completely the opposite direction. And oftentimes, if we were to look at people who maybe have really struggled with depression, oftentimes it is a very you're very inward.
Oh yeah, you do. You just dig yourself a hole until you're in this dense, dark hole, and you look up and you're like, "How the fuck did I get down here?"
Exactly.
Unless you find toxic positivity, that was me. All through my 20s, we always had toxic positivity. Mm-hmm. Everything's all right. Don't even bother going there.
Oh my God! So is that how you did it?
Yeah.
Really?
I was like, I'm the funny guy.
But he would have like anger fits.
Man fits, punch myself in the face, trash my studio.
And then would just kind of ignore that and go back to positivity after the emotion was moved.
I'm fully aware. I'm so healed. I am Jesus. Yes.
Okay, wait. Are you okay if I ask you a couple questions around this?
Hit me.
Okay, cool. How did you go from that? How did you decide that maybe there was an alternative way of being?
I want to get rich. I wanted to get rich. I was so sick of just seeing my parents and my bank accounts just go like, oh, wait until you're broke again. Oh, cool, you got something? Spend until you're broke again. I'm like, obviously, I don't have the mechanical tools to change this, so I'm going to turn to books. My friend Cal made me read Think and Grow Rich. And then I was like, great. And that sparked me onto that awareness. And then I was like, okay, I got to keep reading, got to keep listening to audiobooks. And then when I say rich, I mean abundant in wealth, like successful, like something. Like fine. If I couldn't fathom contribute valuable service yet. I didn't know that yet. I didn't know how to write an invoice. I only knew how to look
I don't
for
think
quick
we
jobs.
were clear on what we actually wanted to do with our lives. Before we found
I had that stand up though, I had acted, I did all this great cool stuff at a young age, but still I didn't really have a chief aim in life.
Yeah.
And then this stuff just walked me into something so much bigger than any dollar amount could ever give me. It was like you being the president of your universe. Like there's no combating with anyone else but yourself and your own mind. And then the power.
But you have to trust somebody.
I had nothing else.
But like whatever you're reading or whoever's talking to you, really have to trust it or them.
You must.
To decide to go another way because you were probably being. When you were younger, that was all you knew. That's what probably kept you going.
That's the tools I learned from my mom.
And you probably needed it at that point in time, right?
Oh, well, it was the only way to get anywhere is to like kind of share your light. And even if it's blind light, it's better than nothing.
Exactly. And being able to then listen to somebody say, actually, what if that did work for you? I mean, it's not working anymore. What about this other way of thinking? And I think the trust that it takes to...
I hated it.
When
he started like expanding in that way, I was pissed the time. Our relationship like really took a hit.
Why do you think?
I had friends who were millionaires and fucking started their own agency, and I was like, oh my God, you're stoners like me. We listen to hip hop. I can do it if you can do it. You know, you're from a rough area. I'm so in love in these friendships that I trusted because it was right there. And I knew that if I just followed what excited me and kind of took principles I was learning from them in business, I could get there. But I knew I was young, so I had to just stick to what I was doing. And Winnie was still very much under the stigma of you have to get a job for a paycheck and stuff like that. And I never abided by those rules really well. And I was damn right disrespectful to anyone who followed that structure. And
and he sabotaged every
job I'd ever get. Like, for sure. It's like I shake the boss's hand like, oh, you're right, bye. Like, you're right. No, they're like, you're not doing it. I'm like, you're right. Like, I don't care. And just leave. But then I remember I started getting these gigs, like I'd get hired from a modeling agency to do promos at the boat show, and then I met the office ladies, and they heard I did stuff on the mic, and they upgraded me to the announcer at the boat show. So, like, life and the universe and even jobs I did take were all pushing me there. So it was right around that time where I was, like, looking for that glimmering hope. And this is after I, like, hit the scene as a musician and established myself, but it's still, like, it's not a business yet. Like, you can play your heart out at bars for your whole life, but it's not really a business yet. So it was, I believed I could make my passion work. And I was just so young, and it was basically the start of a new learning. And I was just guided by, like, Bob Proctor, Abraham Hicks, like, follow your internal, but like it hadn't manifested outward at all yet. And I was playing affirmations like, I am rich. And Winnie's walking around paying the rent like, fuck this guy, this fucking nutso, you know, and it was turbulent. But then things started to happen for her that made her believe too.
Well, you might know Esther Perel played a large role in my,
I love her so much.
I love her so much.
I think, sent her 3 emails.
Oh, you guys would have a great conversation, Esther.
Hello.
I'd love to hear that conversation.
Oh, yeah. So she was for you.
Yeah. So I was really, I grew up conservatively, I think, in the latter half of my life. We moved to Alberta, and it just felt